And say pledge allegiance with us.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, we got a public comment policy. We have a sheet over here. If you want to say anything in the public comment section, please go back there, fill out the sheet, and then we'll call you in order when we're done. We set about 30 minutes aside, and you can speak 3 minutes each on it, on any subject. Okay. Next up, consent agenda.
So move.
Second. Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Okay, motion carried. Okay, we're going to introduce new hires right now. I think we've got a few of you here, don't we? Hi, how are you? Good. You just started yesterday? What's your name?
George Waller.
Okay.
I'm Ruby,
I'm Brandon Kennedy. Very good.
Good. Listen to this man. He knows what he's talking about. Keep you safe up there. Got any questions, anybody?
No, just thanks for joining our team.
Yeah. Be a long career.
Look forward to working with you.
Yeah. Glad you came up to say hi. All right, thank you, guys. Okay, here's what we got. We got next up is a statement of board vacancy. Effective December 4th, 2025, third District Judge Roger Saylor gave order to remove Scott Belt from his elected position on the Pottawatomie County Board of Supervisors. Those interested in applying for this seat on the Board of Supervisors should submit a letter of intent that includes reasons for interest in the position, qualifications, and relevant experience that may include community involvement, public service, or leadership roles. All applicants must be residents of Pot County. Please send the letter of intent to Board of Supervisor vacancy at potcounty-iowa.gov or deliver in person to the front security desk of the Pottawatomie County Courthouse. The deadline to submit letters of intent is 4:30 on Friday, December 12th, 2025. Thanks for your interest in serving the Pottawatomie County citizens. Okay. Next up, Brenda Mainwaring, President and CEO, Iowa West Foundation. Update and discussion of grant awards cycle 3. Brenda, good morning.
This is the very definition of old news. We actually announced these grants the Saturday after Thanksgiving, but just from schedules, it was a challenge to get in here and so into the city council, and I tried to do them in sort of in tandem. So I'm just going to kind of run through this a little bit, not in high detail, since you've probably seen it. I put one of these at everybody's seat so that you have the official announcement. In general, you'll see a lot of support for rural communities across all 14 of our Iowa counties. We really are focused on trying to figure out how to make sure that we're supporting economic development in a way that is really going to make a difference for the sustainability of our rural communities. So you'll see a lot of those. We also continue our partnership with Advanced Southwest Iowa, working to support the really robust efforts that they are achieving to bring jobs and businesses to our community. You'll also see that Walnut, Neola, and Macedonia all got their volunteer fire department grants in this third cycle. And then the rest of the focus is really on just sort of basic needs: housing, pantry support, diapers, things that unfortunately some of our residents throughout our operating area tend to struggle with to provide for themselves. And so we have a lot of great nonprofit organizations that are providing services to help them to help them meet their basic needs. And you'll see a lot of those in here as well. We are working with, we're out, in fact, Tim and Matt were out last week and again today in all of the rural communities in Potawatomi County to talk about whether our current process for doing economic development grants is working for them. I think it's not. And so I think we're going to make some tweaks to how we do that. It doesn't diminish our commitment to supporting economic development in rural communities. We just want to make sure that whatever it is that we're doing is actually working for the communities and not causing them unnecessary headache. I think we were out to see Mitch and had a good conversation, hopefully. So also talking on Monday with the volunteer fire department chiefs about whether or not our systems are working for them, and whether there's some things that we can do to help make that easier and meet needs better. So as we make those changes after discussion with the stakeholders and also with our board, we'll make sure that we let you know what exactly it is that our new policies are. That is all I have.
That was probably the quickest you've ever.
I know. You're welcome.
Well, thank you. Thank you for working with fire chiefs on the application portal. I think that'll make a big difference. The Corporation for Supportive Housing, the Southwest Iowa Supporting Housing Incubator. I haven't heard of that one before. Where's that one based out of?
You have not heard of that before. Last year, Iowa Finance Authority started a program with this Corporation for Supportive Housing, and they offered an educational training program to anybody in the state. Unfortunately, it required 2 days about every other month in Des Moines, and it was not going to be convenient. But Des Moines is aware that Potawatomi County is really making good progress on housing, and so they're bringing their program to us. And so this is a grant to Iowa Finance Authority. Well, it's a grant to bring that program directly to Southwest Iowa. So some of our housing providers, kind of across the spectrum, can get some insight into the types of resources that are available to them.
So who's the administrator?
It is this Corporation for Supportive Housing, which has partnered with Iowa Finance Authority. The grant is directly to the Corporation for Supportive Housing.
Okay, and that's a local board, or
It
that's,
is not local.
it's all in Des Moines? Okay.
So Brenda, do they work with the local groups?
They bring a training program in to just help. It's mainly so everybody has a better understanding of federal and state resources that are available housing projects.
Good. Help us on the way.
Can I ask a couple?
Yeah.
Brenda, on the Habitat for Humanity, the 300,000, were there projects identified for that?
That is specifically, a good bit of that is for the home repair program. It may all be for home repair. I'd have to go back and look at the details. But, we've talked a lot about our efforts to build new housing, but the reality is a lot of the houses in our area were built before the 1960s. And, those houses are still important, and we need to make sure that they're updated and that they're safe. And so in addition to help with resources to build new houses, we also want to make sure we have resources available to upgrade homes.
Okay, so then the Habitat would then put together a grant application type thing. Is it all based on income?
Habitat has a whole series of processes. The guy behind me could probably give you more detail, but in my effort to answer the question, they have qualifying requirements, and we rely on them to use their qualifying requirements to make sure that the right people are getting the resources.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about the Southwest Iowa Technical Career.
So Switch is it's a community center in general, but now I'm gonna forget it. Malvern. Malvern. Yeah, it's in Malvern. They're really working hard to make it more provide better service to the community, and they have some really old furniture, and so our grant is specifically to allow them to update some of their furnishings.
Update some of their what?
Furnishings, tables in particular tables and chairs.
Okay.
Brenda, there's a lot of, we've had local librarians in here to talk to us about supporting the libraries in the area. Do you support local libraries?
We do a lot of support for various reading programs. We helped the Council Bluffs Library with buying their kiosk that's down at Cochran Park. So yeah, we support various reading programs, including library.
I mean, how many public libraries are there in Potawatomi County? There's,
You know, Jeff, you always ask me a question that I cannot answer, and that would be the one of the day. I do not know.
okay.
Jeff, I believe they either have to have a library or be joined with a bigger library, because like Crescent has to be, we're taxed upon that, but we are part of Council Bluffs Library.
Well, the issue that we're having is that, people access, libraries now have websites, they can access, read books online, that kind of thing. That doesn't count towards their, their mission, I guess, because they only get credit for books that they check out. And they were having some issues with the way that they get reimbursed for that kind of service. And,
Interesting.
but I'm always supportive of, a small town library is very important in my opinion. All right, thank you.
Any other questions?
No.
Brenda, thanks for coming in.
Great. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for the information.
Thanks for helping the small fire departments.
Yes.
It's so incredibly important. Plus it lowers people's insurance rates.
Great.
Okay, good. Okay, next up, Stacy Kenny, Executive Director, Western Iowa Development, WIDA. Update on WIDA and discussion and or decision on funding requests.
Excellent.
Hello, Stacy.
Good morning, everybody. I want to thank you guys all for the opportunity today to be present. My name's Stacy Kinney, Executive Director of WIDA, and I'm joined today by Michael Holton, Kevin Zimmerman, Ron Kroll, Brian Shea, and Susan also sit on our board, and we have a guest speaker, Todd Studer. As our rural communities continue to grow, county level support is more vital than ever. Your investment is more than a financial contribution. It's a clear commitment to strengthening economic vitality, community identity, and quality of life across Potawatomi County. Mitch, do you have that slideshow by chance? When I accepted this role as the executive director in September 2023, we had 11 business members. Today, we have over 65, thanks to the support both of Potawatomi County and our partner cities. The growth has allowed us to maintain membership tiers at $200, $500, and $1,000, ensuring even the smallest businesses can participate, having access to high impact promotional and social media exposure. We're proud to collaborate with a growing network of businesses and communities that share our mission, including Walnut, Shelby, Avoca, Main Street, Neola, Minden, McClellan, Trainer, Macedonia, Carson, Underwood, and Hancock. This year, we successfully earned Neola, Walnut, and Underwood back as city sponsors, and we're really happy about that. WIDA continues to expand its role as a connector, a promoter, and an advocate for our rural communities through promotion and community development. Business advertising through WIDA's platforms, the Shop Local campaigns, including the Passport, elevating local success stories through photography. We just launched Backroad Business Connectors quarterly meetups, which bring owners together in collaboration, education, and networking. Our first meetup was in Carson at Judge Richard, and we had over 55 attendees. And the second one, it was really cold that day, December 3rd, and we also had the Carson Christmas that day. So we had about 30 attendees, which, I mean, it was still a really great turnout for our small rural entrepreneurs. Did you set a date for that? And our next one will be in March, and we're still working on the date for that. So with your continued support, we are prepared to expand our services and deepen our county-wide impact through following goals. We are still going to be doing our quarterly newsletter, spotlighting communities and small businesses. We're working on more of a SEO website with some updates so we can get more views on our website. Through media and tourism partnerships, we have collaborated with Todd Studer, and he owns Low Sills Media and Podcast. And he started a Local Roots, and it's been growing at high volume. I'd let Todd probably elaborate on that towards the end of my presentation if he'd like to. We did do a video portrait series last March. We applied for a grant through Community Foundation for Western Iowa, and those views reached over at 98,000. And it just shows the volume in our small communities that, you know, this will stick with me forever. Shirley with the country store in Minden said, we're not looking for you to come into our small grocery store and purchase a cart full of groceries. Buy a gallon of milk, stop by and buy some eggs, grab a soda for a cake mix for your holiday parties, just to keep the doors open, because everybody needs those types of businesses in the small rural communities, and we don't want them to go away. I mean, our small businesses are the heartbeat of our main street. So that's why I'm here. I mean, I want to make sure that the growth continues and there's awareness in our small communities. With that being said, we're hoping to relaunch the Passport program under the WIDA umbrella, working with Alicia Hess out of the Occasional Collective. Her storefront unfortunately sustained something that, you know, we don't like our small businesses. We don't want them to close their doors, but she's going to pivot and open an online store, and hopefully everybody continues to shop her store towards the end of this holiday season. It would mean the world to her in the city of Trainer. With going back to the Passport program, that brought in a 5% increase in our small communities within the summer months. So with the funding request of $60,000, you'll continue to invest directly in the support of our small rural communities through professional photography, promotion, new business directories, update on the website with a SEO strategy, community engagement. Our newsletter is printed and online. And we feel like communication and collaboration is key. We work directly with Community Foundation for Western Iowa, Advanced Southwest Iowa, Iowa West Foundation. We partnered with them with the Iowa Rural Summit, Potawatomi Tourism Committee. I sit on that committee with Jeff and Brian. I guess with that, I mean, I'd like to give Todd the opportunity to speak on behalf of our partnership. And then if anybody has any questions for us, appreciate everything my board does and all the support we get from Potawatomi County. It means a lot to our rural communities.
Well, if you folks have a symbol for hurry up and get done, you better let me know what it is, because I'm ex-radio, so I'll use 10 words when 2 would have gotten the job done. Local Roots, the program that Stacy referred to, was started because I had started another local podcast with the intention of it covering the rest of the county. It was called Morning Coffee. And after 2 months, I'd sold 16 sponsorships on it. And I didn't have space to continue that. So my answer was to start a second podcast. Actually, this gentleman sitting to my right here was the first guest on Local Roots, and did it right out of his shop. And we talked about everything going on in Minden. What I have found is the more rural communities that are served by that program largely don't get attention unless something horrible has happened. And that's not my job. I don't talk about horrible things. I don't talk about bad news. If you want that, you got a lot of outlets. You don't need me for that. But we lack talking about the good things that are happening, the new businesses that are starting in these different communities, the different organizations that are popping up that are supporting the citizens that live there. These are the stories that don't get told nearly enough. And that's what I wanted the show to be. Anybody that I've sat down with an interview for, the first time that they came on, I show them a piece of paper and it has their name and their title on it. I said, that's it. I haven't prepared questions. I don't know what the story is until I sit down and find out. I don't go in with any preconceived notions about that. Stacy has been huge. Anytime that I've needed an interview for a show, I send her a text message. I said, hey, I just had a cancellation. You know of anybody? Next thing I know, she's got 2 or 3 options that have been sent to me that we can bring on as an interview. A lot of these done remotely in an online studio, but now I have commercial studios again. We'll opened it up in the park building. We're on the 3rd floor. We'll have a ribbon cutting coming up next month sometime, but excited to be back out and especially centrally located where we are, that people can come to me and everybody. We're bringing people into the studio all the time now, anytime that they can. We're still having the ability to record remotely. So I'm a huge fan of WIDA and everything that Stacy's doing. It's been very beneficial to me. I'm one of the 65 members. So, you know, and as I said, the growth that has happened recently is a testament to just how bad this program is needed. So I am continue to support everything that's going on with that. And I hope that it will just continue on into the years to come because there's a definite need for it. And I'm seeing the results. By the way, the total sponsorships over the 2 shows is now at 30. So it's working.
Good.
Awesome.
I was
Thank you
at a
so much,
function early
Todd.
this morning. I got asked how someone could sign up, so.
Send me an email, call me, knock on my door. That's a very simple way on how to do it. And yeah, and we're that, you know, part of the sponsorship is they get on the show once a month. So a lot of these smaller businesses go a little bit deeper into what it is that they're doing. And it's been, I enjoy it a lot. You know, I tell everybody, I'm not 60 Minutes. That's not the kind of media I do. My job's to make you look as good as I can, based on what it is that you give me.
You do a great job.
And that's the goal with it. Old school, small market media, been doing it since 1993. And this is just a different delivery method. And I have found that this is the future. This is where media is right now.
Our little towns are really needing this.
They are.
And there's constantly something going on out in the little towns.
Oh, we could be busy every single minute of the day.
Yeah,
And it's really very rewarding.
I
So,
have
it's quite fun in those little towns.
I have somebody coming into the studio tomorrow to talk about the Christmas in Neola this weekend.
that's awesome.
So that's the type
There
of
was something on the news this morning. Jamie Bush was on there in her shop.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Oh,
yep,
was that Katrina again?
yes.
Yeah.
Mhm. It was great.
Katrina Markle is, I had her on the show too, just because of how great of a job.
Oh,
she's
she's
doing.
awesome.
And
Everywhere.
Yeah.
She is. Mitch, are you able to show that video by chance?
I should be able to.
There's a 30-second video of a video portrait that we did. I just would love everybody to just kind of see the impact that these are having in our rural communities.
Stacy, you do an outstanding job.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know,
Appreciate what you do.
it's pretty heartfelt, so I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
I've seen that.
Future of our small towns. I believe small businesses are the foundation. Every shop is more than just a business. It's someone's dream. They help create the character of our main streets. They keep our communities vibrant and connected, and supporting small helps keep their doors open. You see the direct impact when you shop local. When you invest in small businesses, you invest in the people and their community's future. I'm the one that gets to personalize these small businesses through my photography. People want to see the face behind that small business, and they want to know who they're supporting. I love telling the stories behind who is that face of the business. WIDA is a rural chamber. It's a unique platform that offers marketing and promoting at an affordable level. I'd love to bring you into the WIDA family, and it's a privilege to support and lead its growth. So anyway, with that, I want to thank everybody for your time and the commitment that you guys all have in our rural communities as well. Can't do it without your support. So if anybody has any questions, hopefully I can answer them.
I do. One of the big benefits of WIDA is the quarterly newsletter that is distributed. I mean, I think you send it to all of the city clerks so that they can print off copies to hand out to those that don't have internet access. And when the edition came out right before Thanksgiving, it was a real helpful tool to sit down with your calendar and make sure you got all of the community events on your calendar and you realize what all is going on out there. Stacy has outsourced putting that newsletter together because of the quality and the magnitude of effort. But I think in your operating budget, I think we're missing that number as far as what that cost is for.
It falls underneath, the marketing. That does include the newsletter. Do you see that, Susan?
Okay.
Includes newsletter.
I didn't get a chance to look at your budget before now.
And I gave that, I just printed that off. I just actually tidied it up yesterday, so
Well, it's, yeah, we can talk about it.
absolutely, you bet.
Is your treasurer with you, Stacy?
Pardon me?
Is your treasurer here with, oh, she's the treasurer.
She ends up being the
I'm everything.
quasi treasurer. You have a president and vice president. All we do around, Kevin and I, is just sit and talk. So we let, Stacy do the magnitude of the work, and that very privileged to have that. So we do go over as a board, the budget. Of course, there's several of us that work with budgets all the time, so.
And Susan is the secretary, so
So you're on a fiscal year then, right?
yes,
June Or July to June.
correct.
Are you working on this year's budget? Or I should say 26, 27?
Yes, and I put that in your packet. It's printed very small, so I can,
You talking about this one?
yes.
The headings aren't right.
I was gonna say, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I was, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, if you take a look at those,
Yeah, I can get you the numbers. These are the numbers. I just put the dates in correctly.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I
So-
see that your membership dues went up 10,000. And your city dues went up about 4. That's good to see for me.
Thank you. Thanks.
We have participation out there and it's not a county funded program.
Well, I can say
Everybody
I worked
does it.
very, very hard at it, and now we're almost to the point where it's like, we held the second Backroads Business Connectors on December 3rd.
Okay.
And I had 5 people reach out to me to want to join. So I mean, the word is getting out there, and these small businesses are like, this is incredible. And they're all working together. Like, someone might not know, like Kim Kanata in Walnut owns Frosting Inc., where the Palace in Trainer needs cupcakes and cakes for an event. So that's where I'm hoping to connect these businesses, that they all utilize each other's services to just, I mean, pat each other on the back. I just ordered 6 dozen cookies from Kim for just different events that, I'm going to be attending. So it feels great to support small.
Susan, did you make that motion for 60,000 for fiscal year 26, 27?
You heard me correct, Tim. I did make the motion.
I'll second that.
Fine.
That's good hearing, Tim. I like that.
Could you repeat the amount, please?
60,000. Be paid from gaming.
Thank you.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you all very much.
Thanks for what you do. Thanks for the board. Really appreciate it. You guys put
Can't do it without the board, so thank you.
It's good for our businesses. Okay.
Good job coming in.
Hey, Suzanne Watson, Director, Community Service, discussion and decision to dissolve the 2080 with Southwest Iowa MHDS region effective December 31st, 2025. I see.
Good morning. Morning, Suzanne.
So this is, we already ran it past our governing board, so they officially dissolved the 28E that created the region back in 2014. That was dissolved last month, and so it will be effective December 31st. And so we had a 28E agreement between the Southwest Iowa MHDS region and Potawatomi County for the administrative agreement. So this then is to dissolve that agreement effective December 31st as well. At this point, we have two bills left to pay. They're both to the state auditor for FY24 and FY25 audits. So as soon as we get those and can get those paid this month, then all of our official business will be complete. So we will also then clear out the region account fund, and that money gets sent back. It was state money that's remaining in there that gets sent back to the state by the end of the fiscal year as well, or by the end of December.
Okay.
So we are just basically winding down our functions and making it all official.
So you have money to pay everybody through the end of the year.
That there are no more funds going out from the region. So everybody is transitioned to the new service or
Oh,
had
I
left.
got you. That
Yeah, this
ended
is
it.
region
Yep.
versus, yeah, it's very confusing.
So you're asking to get approval of the,
Yep, I just need Brian's signature for dissolving the 2080, and then I'll make it official and send it to the state, whoever it goes to.
Yes.
yeah, I make that motion.
Auditor and probably.
I'll second. Secretary of State.
I'm sorry, Supervisor Jorgensen, and who was the second? Susan. Okay.
Motion by Jeff and a second by Susan. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Done with it.
Okay, thank you. I will leave this with Jeanette for your official signature.
Okay.
Is that fine?
Thank you, Suzanne.
Okay.
Can you take that with you, Suzanne?
This?
Yeah.
I'll leave it with Jeanette.
I mean, Brian can sign
So you
it.
can sign it now?
Yeah, if you
Sign
want.
it right now. Would you authorize the chair to sign that, Jeff?
I will authorize, officially authorize. Chair to sign.
Suzanne, thank you for your diligence in
Yes.
working through the punch list of items.
One less job for me to do right now.
Cool.
Close this one out.
Thank
All right, we'll see you all later. Thank you.
Okay. Next up, Matt Wyatt, Director of Planning and Development. Discussion under decision on annual report, Stony Brook East Phase 1. You sent that to us last week.
Yes, the Mings has sent in his developers report, and so just an overview of that, out of the 12 lots, 9 of those lots are sold. We have issued one certificate of completion on, or one certificate of occupancy on 15050 Stone Ridge Lane. That was issued in July of this year. There's 15080 Stone Ridge Lane that has passed the rough-in inspection, so it's coming up on completion. I would imagine it'd be completed sometime either late December, early January timeframe there. And then there is 6 homes out there slated to be started construction in 2026. According to the developers agreement that we signed with Mr. Mings, the issuance of the certificate of occupancy for 15050 would forgive $35,000 of the forgivable note for him. And so I think this, I mean, it's a different style model that we went with on this for this development, but I think we can see it's definitely having some success in there. They have not updated the tax valuation yet on 15050. I would imagine you're looking north of 800,000 for valuation that we put on that place. So
This is something we're gonna do quarterly, Matt,
this will be done annually.
only annually.
Yes.
So does that include, this motion need to include those funds to release?
We don't have to release, we're not releasing any
Okay.
funds from them. But what the developers agreement has is there's a date slot on there and then a signature block for Mary Ann to sign off on as auditor. So I think every year we'll come before the board, we will discuss the number of certificate of occupancies issued at that time. And then that would be the time where the board approves Mary Ann to sign off on this.
And that, those numbers were actually in the original agreement, were they
The
not?
numbers are in the original agreement on page 4.
And of the 6 that will be constructed in 2026, are there different builders that are building those 6 properties?
There are, one builder has 3 of those. That would be Mark McKeever, Welcome Homes. And then 3 of those, 4 of those that are sold, well, 3 of them that had said they're gonna start construction in 2026. I don't know what builder will be assigned to those ones yet. And then there's one other one that is sold that does not have a expected construction start date on that or a builder assigned to it, so. But it looks like Welcome Homes is gonna be pretty busy out there next year.
Which homes?
Welcome Homes, that's
Welcome.
Mark McKeever.
Matt, just refresh my memory. What did the county provide out there? Water, street pavements, all that to allow these developers to build out there? Just refresh my memory.
So this property lies within, or the property that was developed out here into this 12 lots lies within the 2-mile agreement, 2-mile area of the city of Council Bluffs, but it's in a county development area to that. Which means that the city doesn't have any direct interest in the property right now. So the county was free to allow Bob Mings to subdivide this up into the 12 lots. It also means though that the city had the potential of signing off on a TIF agreement with them or choosing not to sign off on a TIF agreement with them, with us in the county and the developer. They chose not to sign off on that TIF agreement. So what the county did instead was they offered a forgivable loan to the amount of the street costs on there. So we ended up reimbursing Mr. Mings for the street costs that he had to put up. So he paid for it up front. It was all done, reviewed and accepted into county road system. Then the board issued him back funds. And I believe that they come from COVID relief funds or something down there, or no?
I thought it was an economic development fund.
Yeah, it could have been
That's
some
what it
where they
was.
came from, so, but it was the street costs.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Mhm.
And it panned out where it'd be quicker than TIF.
It's a, so instead of having that collection period of TIF, yes, it's just a direct injection into county tax base.
There's nothing about the reimbursement. Did you have something?
Right,
No,
there's
it came
nothing.
out.
Impact. Okay.
We still have a small road issue there. Are you aware of that?
We do, I believe, didn't the board direct Andy to, get the title work done? It's just a transfer. So when this was done,
Didn't we?
No.
Last week,
Well, you have,
that section,
we have it. There needs to be a quitclaim deed from the developer to the county
correct.
okay,
That's
we have
not
not seen
done.
that.
yet.
Okay,
I know he's working, I know Andy is working on it, and I believe Kristen is too. But it's just something I think that we need to get done sooner rather than later.
we got the ball rolling last week or,
It was
Was it the
supposed to
week
have been
before?
part of the original road,
right,
and it got missed somehow, so that's not a big deal. What do you need from us today, Matt?
I think it's just for the approval of the auditor to sign off on the forgiveness of $35,000 for the Stony Brook East Phase 1 development.
So move.
motion and a second to approve the auditor to sign off. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Carried. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
Next up, Peggy Becker, Administrator of Veterans Service, and David Hazelwood, Commissioner, Veterans Service. Discussion under decision to update office guidelines and policy changes. Peggy, David?
I sent you 2 emails.
First email had a lot read in it.
Uh-huh.
That is the new stuff going in. It also lined out what was coming out. In a nutshell, we're changing our assistance from, we can help with $1,000 of rent, we can help with a utility bill, to simply, if a person needs assistance, they can get up to $1,000 a year. The reason we did that is the prior assistance was so locked up of, we couldn't pay anything past due. We couldn't. If somebody came in with a $350 electric bill that was past due, we couldn't pay anything because the current amount was $100, so it wouldn't prevent a shut off. This $1,000 allows us to pay the bill, so it would prevent the shut off. That's the biggest difference. And then we added the procedure for choosing, or the process for replacing commissioners.
Okay,
The second document I sent was the policies in a more formatted, professional way than it has been for ever and a day.
looks good.
Yeah, the second one's more formatted.
I like the first change. I think that'll be very helpful.
It will allow us to help more people.
Good, good. Questions?
Yeah. Peggy or David or whoever, you know, that the change you made in those funds, are those reimbursements or covering the costs? Are those allowed in the code, chapter 35?
They are. They're mandated in the code, actually, that we're supposed to
Well, then
do.
why haven't we been doing it?
We haven't had people ask for assistance, or if they have asked for assistance because of the restrictions that were on it, we weren't able to help them. Because before we could pay nothing that was past due. This releases that past due requirement. We can pay $350 instead of the $32 that's current.
So we have been following Iowa Code 35.1. Our original guidelines prohibited us to serve the veterans of Potawatomi County in different areas for assistance. What we did as a commission and as administrator cleaned up those parameters to allow us to better serve those veterans. We're still in compliance of Iowa Code. Just giving us outside of our boundaries where we can provide additional assistance. And it
Broadening
gives
the
clarity.
boundary. Broadening the
Yes,
boundary.
and it gives us more clarity of what we're doing.
But that's something you did internally.
Yes,
Did you change your processes for that?
yes.
I'm guessing that veterans don't ask for help until the bills are past due. I'm just
Generally,
guessing that
yes.
that's probably
Usually they're in a,
why they come in and ask for help. They can get help.
David, are you the chairman? Are you the chairman?
No, I'm the secretary.
Oh, cool. Is this your recommendation to approve this, David?
Yes.
I'll move that for you.
I'll second. Question two, the vehicle that was ordered at one time, no update.
you have the last update I received.
And you thought that you might talk to our county attorney about.
Yeah, I made a comment yesterday that I don't know whether to threaten them with, we want a refund, or I'm gonna get the county attorney on. So, when I contact him again, so.
Or I can go over there and kind of rattle their cage a little bit if you want me to. I'd be willing to do that. So, let me know.
It's, the elusive van.
Yeah,
I told you guys that was a bad idea.
I had a reputable person. It's the same person Garfield used. So.
Well, I don't think people know. They built a van in their factory,
Gotten shipping,
loaded it, and it got hail damage really bad.
got totaled.
So they totaled it out. So they said they'd get us a new 26 van, and we're still looking down the road. We don't know where it is. So it's just the way it is,
It'll be here for spring.
hopefully.
I haven't given up hope.
All right.
The May CB parade. There you go. That's the goal.
Yeah. And hopefully we have it,
Wrapped.
logoed and wrapped and everything we're gonna do to it by then.
Okay. Second to approve this policy change. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Good work. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for what you do.
Did you already send the signature sheet around? I gave the signatures. sheets to Jeanette.
Oh, you know what?
I will get it from her in a bit.
Go. Okay. Next up, discussion and or decision on appointment for the Civil Service Commissioner.
Chairman Shea, we had that meeting before this one, interviewed the candidate Kim Preston.
Yep.
And this is a 3-member commission. He's aware of the duties that are required of him in chapter 341A, so I'll make a motion to appoint Kim Preston to the Civil Service Commission
I'll second that.
For a term of
for a
6
term of 6 years.
Is that Preston?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, got a motion and a second to approve Kim Preston for Civil Service Commissioner. All in favor signify by saying aye.
I,
Aye. Those opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Kim. Really appreciate that. Yeah,
Who's that?
Yeah. Jeff, when you get time, would you sign that? Okay, next up is committee appointments.
Okay, let's see, Friday, Tim and I were out to Honey Creek shop meeting, with our roads engineer. We're, every Friday now, we're going around and visiting, those that work in the shops out in the county. Great get together. These guys are great, they're fantastic, really appreciate what they do for the county. Also Monday, Veteran Services, and along with Brian, and again, I mean, they're providing a service that's greatly appreciated by veterans here in Potawatomi communities. That's where I'm at.
Thank you. We had the board last week, and then I worked on some land issues for bicycle trail from Weston to Underwood. Getting close. Oh, and we got a grant last week, $1.9 million for that. So really excited about that. We're getting close to getting into Underwood. I think we'll see a big change in all we do out in the little towns. Get people riding out there. There's actually a new restaurant bar in downtown Underwood. And then, of course, Garcia's, and then there's a ice cream shop there too, ice cream coffee shop. So I think they're pretty excited about this. Okay, then I went to the Les Hills Alliance up in Pisgah. We did the quarterly meeting for WIDA. And then I met other people out at the trail. Met the engineer the next day at the trail. And then Friday, I went up to Fort Dodge for a drainage meeting. That was very interesting. And I learned a lot. And I went up with John Erickson. That guy's the guru of all drainage in Southwest Iowa. And he had a lot to say. And then yesterday I was at the VA meeting, and here we are again. Susan?
I attended the SWIPCO meeting last Thursday, and they announced that SWIDA had received a large grant, I think $8 million, to rebuild their Council Bluffs facility. So that will be an investment here in Council Bluffs, and I was kind of excited about that.
Good.
That was,
Susan, that's down on Nebraska Avenue, right?
yes.
Yes, okay. Tim?
No.
Okay. All right, public comments. We got anybody up?
We do, Brian Jack Holder.
Remind you not to attack any board member or anybody in the county, just general, please. Give Mary Ann your sheet and then state your name and your address.
I have it.
Okay,
Just
Okay.
hold on a second, I wanna start my stopwatch, so.
Actually, I'm
Okay,
gonna
good.
step out because I know he wants to record this for his Facebook, so I'm gonna step over here.
All right, my name's Dr. Brian Jack Holder. I live at 18338 Heron Lake East, Council Bluffs, Iowa. I lived there since 1979. And I'm here today just as an average citizen. Right now, the county government is operating under Iowa Code 69, Chapter 69.14A, filling a vacancy of elected county officer. So since there's a missing member of our board, automatically a committee of the county treasurer, the county auditor, and the county recorder are empowered to do one of two things: to either appoint somebody or to call for a special election. They have the authority to call for a special election without citizens circulating any petition whatsoever. They have chosen not to do that. However, this committee, once it was created, it needed to comply with the open records and open meetings law of the state of Iowa. So we have no idea of these three people on this committee, who is the chairperson of the committee, who is the co-chairperson of the committee, and who is the secretary of the committee. Now, this committee has published criteria for people that want to apply. So they haven't even, under Iowa Code 6914A, this committee was supposed to notify the public that the electors of the district or the county, as the case may be, have the right to file a petition requiring that the vacancy be filled. They also had a duty to notify the public that they have the unilateral administrative discretion to call for a special election. I think in this case, a special election should be called for. Otherwise, everything that they've done to this point is in violation of Iowa code. So the two notices that they've published, neither one of those notices comply with Iowa code. They didn't state the Iowa code section that they are relying upon to publish the notice, and they didn't notify the public that we have the right to a special election. So they failed. They violated due process. Now, I know the Iowa code is fairly thin or slim on this issue, but you know, that's no excuse not to call a timeout and take some time and figure out how we're going to proceed. Because as far as I'm concerned, I could take this to a court tomorrow and file an injunction to stop this. There needs to be a public hearing where this committee that it wants to appoint somebody has to vote publicly in front of us why they want to appoint somebody or why we should have a special election. So thank you for your time in this matter. But, you know, I'm just an average citizen, but we can't break the law. If you guys break the law, then why should we follow it? Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Any other public comments?
No.
I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Just one comment I'd make, Brian, you know, say specifically in the code that it is, no one on this board has any input or any responsibility in the selection of the replacement for Mr. Scott Bell. So there's nothing we can do, would do, should do in this process. And as a matter of fact, that's why they wrote the code the way they did.
Mhm.
So we didn't have any input. And I would expect that our other elected officials would follow the code that they were probably informed of by our legal counsel, and that's up to them.
Okay. Entertain motion to
So moved.
adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
I.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.